Well, it's Friday afternoon, and I've pulled the radiator out, and after last weekend's trip, and obviously discovered that it's got the old smiley face in it, just like what happened up at Cape York. So anyway, that was on Monday. I got that out, so it's Friday now, and I've ordered a new radiator in the end. I took the radiator down to a local mob, and they said they could fix it, but the pirates wanted $160 and couldn't give me a guarantee. So they mentioned the gear they were going to use to fix it, and I just looked it up on Supercheap's website actually, and found it was just over $15 to buy like the epoxy resin stuff they use to fix the radiators with. So I thought I'd have a crack myself, but in the meantime have bought another one, and if I can fix the one that's got the holes in it, so I should be able to use that as a spare. What I'm going to do is I've bought some mesh, and I'm going to mesh around the radiator so the fan just won't hit it again. Now the fan that was on it has a lot of flex in it, and so I've bought this new fan, and that's got nowhere near the same. So probably should have done that before I went to Cape York, but anyway, I think Tony did from memory. But anyway, coupled with that and the little mesh guard I'll make up, I can't see this happening again. So I just thought I might record the video for you to sort of show you what's going on and how I'm going to fix it, and anyone else has had this problem could possibly undertake the same sort of little modification to prevent this from happening again. At the same time, like when it was flushed out at Cape York, they probably just used normal water, which is apparently not too good for it, so I've bought some flush fluid as well. So what I'll do is I'll put it in, I'll flush it out. I'll show you how to do that. I'm not an expert on it. Actually it is the first time I've flushed a system. But anyway, I just basically run it through, get it up to temperature, and then dump it out a couple of times. Yeah, show you what's going on, and hopefully step you through the process well enough, and give you a bit of insight. As I said, it's my first time, and yeah, hopefully it works. I can't see how it won't work. As I said, it shouldn't happen again. It happened twice. Probably should have done something about it after I got back from Cape York, but as always, out of sight, out of mind. And then yeah, it's happened again in like very little water, so it just tells me that this fan's, you know, pretty rooted. I mean, it's not damaged, but just flexes a lot, so I'll keep that as a spare, and just put this new one on it. So when I was taking the bash plate off, I broke one of the little bolts that hold it on. One's at the back. I didn't have any easy outs, and I wasn't sure what to do. But anyway, I managed to pre-drill it, and then with a rattle gun, put this roofing screw into it, and then just got the socket on the end of that, and she came straight out. How about that? So if you don't have any easy outs and you snap a bolt, don't panic. Just have a crack at that first. If you don't drop it on the ground. Yeah, have a crack at that first, and might just get you out of trouble. So yeah, there's nothing worse than, like, this was Monday night, nothing worse than you know, breaking something, and it's past the opening hours of most shops, so you can't get down the road and get anything, and it's a pain in the ass to go down the road anyway when you're in the middle of something. So just improvised, and it worked out well. Useless tip, or maybe it'd be useful to someone, but yeah, just roof and screw or anything with a coarse thread, pre-drill, a little bit smaller than what the thread size is, and you might be lucky and you might be able to pull it out. So here's the old radiator, and as you can see, it's where the fan's been hitting it. Even like you can see the difference in the flex, so a little bit there, up here and here, tiniest little bit in here, but it's mainly leaking out of this spot, so there might be like 3 holes along here. But what I think I'll do is I'll straighten all this out, I'll pull some of these fins out, and yeah, and I've got this stuff, Permatex steel weld, and says working time 5 minutes. Bonds alley, brass, chrome, copper, iron, stainless steel, cast, and other metals. So 2-pack thing, mix it up, and I'll just yeah, clean that up best I can. Maybe if I'm lucky I might be able to identify the holes, and yeah, I'll just patch all that up and see how I go. But yeah, I'll step you through it when we come to that. But the first things first, there's the mesh I got. So I think it's like 1.6 or 1.7, I think the label was. Basically, my plan, behind the shroud, I'll whack that on there, cut it through here, and I'll just fold it in under these side bits, and finish it off. I've got some double-sided tape with some foam padding, so it's not going to rub and make annoying noises. and hopefully that's all out the way from the brackets. I think it will be, and I'll just tuck in there and just cut its shape, and obviously it's not really inhibiting the airflow too much. And as the fan blade comes around, I'll run the bars this way, the ones that are proud, so when if the fan is going to flex into it, it's obviously at the bottom, same as at Cape York was at the bottom, same sort of area, except the Cape York one was like right up here. And yeah, as the fan comes around, it's just going to like skim across it and then come off again. As I said, with that new fan, I don't think that's going to happen for quite some time. The vehicle's got 230,000 Ks on it, and it's probably the original fan, so it's obviously taken a long time for that to start happening. Yeah, may not get it all done tonight, I probably won't, and resume in the morning. Being a Friday Arv, beers are calling, so I've got one already. This video will probably come out on a Friday, so you should probably have one in your hand too. Anyway, on with it. Alright, so I've just used the old radiator to mock it up. So I'll put a couple of ties in here just to hold that down, and the shroud will go over the top anyway and hold it. It's pretty much right. So I'll get the other one in and fit this to it, and that might be the night, I think. So got the shroud back on, got the frame back on the new one, and as you can see, I got that mesh in there, so that's good. And what these are just little grommets I found, and they're just the right size to go inside that, so it'll stop it from just rattling around a little bit. So that's good. And I've also jammed them in the side here too to help the sides. That's where it was mainly rattling, but yeah, it's all back on, ready to go. That should work pretty well. Should have done it a long time ago really, but it's all learning. And yeah, sweet as. So we'll continue tomorrow. Right, so I got the new radiator in. A little bit of a hot tip, it comes with these side brackets. You don't need to take two of them out because they're a bit of a pain in the ass to get to unless you want to take your grill and everything off. So just leave one side on and loosen it, and take the other side completely out. So this side's easy to get to. So I took this one out and just put the new one in there. But yeah, as I said, a bit of a pain in the bum to get to the bolts behind everything at the front. So the two brackets for the radiator have 4 bolts in at the front. Then they got the 2 bolts at the bottom, 2 bolts at the top for the little bracket. So should be right to go now. Just got to put the shroud on. I've put the new fan on and connect it all up. Just double check all the bolts and start filling up and give it a flush out. Alright, so ready to flush the system now. So I've just got some demineralized water, or it's actually called prep fluid. Same thing, same price and everything. So we'll just run through, pour it in there, run it through, get all the old stuff out of the block and around that, and flush it out, and then we'll replace it with some good stuff. So you just got to start your motor up, keep it running, get it up to temperature so the bloody thermostat opens up. And yeah, and you'll see bubbles in the top of the funnel. So I've just like cut this funnel so it fits nice and snug inside the top of the radiator, and just put some tape around it just so there's no major spillage. You can get like a special tool for your radiator, a special funnel, but it was like $80 odd at Repco, and I think you can only buy it online. So next best thing, I think it was about $5 for that funnel. Yes, we just top it up with this water now. I think it's about 8 litres or something. But I'll double check the manual before I go putting the good stuff in it. Obviously always check for leaks as you're doing it. So it's just obviously it's burping itself to start with, but once you start circulating it, it'll just keep doing that, and then once it stops bubbling, that means it's air free. That's a good idea, just to squeeze your hoses, try to help it around. Alright, so there's a bit of water in there now. It's sitting just about here on the funnel. give it another couple of pumps, so I can already see it's mixing with the other stuff already. Alright, so we'll start the car up and bring it up to temperature, and also put the heater on. Without the fan, that'll also get it through your heater core and stuff, and just get it completely through the system, getting any sort of gunk out. This was only done about 6 months ago, but it was up at Cape York, so who knows what state it's going to be in. And we'll start her up. You can see it burping itself. It's just getting the air out of the system. But yeah, once that thermostat opens up, and it stops bubbling, that should be completely circulated through then. Fan's spinning good, nice and straight. Just check for leaks. I just know that it's just leaking out of this tape here. But that's alright. But just check the hoses. Floor. Except that little leak that's coming out of the funnel. Righto, well, it's been stable there for a couple of minutes. So the top hose is now warm. So I'll shut it off, then we'll drain it out. The drain plug is this one here. So you just want to loosen that off. Remember, this is hot, so just loosen it off. Not all the way out, just till there. And that's obviously going to take some time. And what I've done, I've put this lower shroud back on. That was also missing, so that could have helped the fan flex a bit. But it was quite close to the fan because this car's had a 1-inch body lift. So what I've done is I've just got this wire, fencing wire, drilled a couple of holes in the bottom of the shroud, and pulled it round out the way, which just pulls that down just a few mil, just to make sure there's some extra clearance between the fan and the shroud. Anyway, we'll let that drain out. It'll take a while, and then we're up to putting the good stuff back in. I just had another thought. The overflow tank's quite full after that, so what I'll do is just undo these, and it just sits on like a little metal bracket in there. So I'll just pull that out and empty it out before we start putting the good stuff in too. Righto, so I'm just checking the book for the capacity of the cooling system. This is this one again, real good. Cooling system, petrol engines, 10.5 litres. I thought it was 8. I'll fill it up. So I'm just using the pre-mixed Newland, and it reckons 500,000 kilometre or 8 years. So there we go. So it's 8 litres in, pretty much on the knocker. So it's stopped there now, so we need to crank up the motor and get it circulating, and then add as we need. Pretty much swallowed it straight away, so we'll keep adding. Right, so that's pretty much staying there. So I just got the rag there to stop those little leaks. But once again, just keep an eye on it. Make sure everything's going good, nothing's leaking anywhere. And we just have to wait for the temperature to climb up again. When I replaced the radiator in my Chevy, I just took off the top hose and ran the motor till there was no fluid coming out anymore to make sure it was all out. So I haven't done that with this one. I just followed the procedure on the instructions for the radiator. It says you should probably do the flush twice. I just did it once because of the fact that it was only about, it was last August that the radiator broke up there at Cape York, so the coolant wasn't actually that bad in the tub. Pretty red, not much shit in it. Well, that's the Hilux done, the radiator replacement. So shouldn't have any more troubles with that now. Replaced the fan and meshed around the radiator. So if the fan ever does flex enough to go into it again, it's going to hit the mesh, not the radiator. So hopefully that'll save it, and yeah, won't have any more troubles with water crossings, etc. So one of the other things you can do, obviously, is tie the fan up before you go through the water crossings. I haven't actually done that yet, but it's as simple as just throwing a rope or a strap around it and making sure it can't spin. Failing that, I did think about going down the lines of getting some electric fans put onto the radiator. When I was down at the radiator repair shop, he advised me that putting a thermo fan on there will draw more power from your alternator, which will end up making your engine work harder than what it does when you have the engine driven fan. And he actually said it was 14 horsepower versus about 7 for a engine driven fan. So how accurate that is, or whether he's actually on the money with that, he's professional, so I took his word for it. So, but anyway, I didn't want to muck around too much. So the new fan, heaps less flex, and yeah, as I said, keep the old fan just for a sparey. And in the meantime, the old radiator and fan are here. So yeah, still, it's not broken or anything, just flexes heaps. There's no cracks, no sort of visible signs of anything going to go wrong with it. So I'll keep that as a sparey. Have a crack at repairing that, and I might do a video on that as well and just show you what I'm going to use. Like I already have, but there it is again. Yeah, I might get onto that in the next week or so and see how successful it is. But anyway, that's hopefully if I can fix that, that'll be a good little backup just in case anything should go wrong again on a big trip like Cape York. That's it for now. I've got to throw the clubs in now. Got a golf game to start though. So anyway, enjoy this weekend, and I'll see you later.